Hey everyone, Angelo here, homeless filmmaker living in my car in LA. Living in my car for over 2 years now. And I just started my warehouse job, been working it about a week. It's going all right, I guess, considering I already reported an injury and was really worried about retaliation for it, and then realized that the position I was working, nobody worked as long as I did, in a row, meaning I was doing a really hard position for 3.5 days. I was sent home on the 4th day after lunch because I was hurting, and everyone else who did the position, they did it for half a day, and at lunch they'd switch with someone else because it is back-breaking work. So now I got a different one, at least for now. If they put me back on that other one, we'll see, but I won't do it for more than half a day. It is brutal on your body. What I have now is just, it's child's play compared to that. It's still demanding, but anyways. So I've been working this job, and I was reaching out to a guy who runs, the closest thing I could describe it to basically is a co-op. It's sort of the only place that I can reasonably afford with what I'm being paid at this warehouse job, which is $16 an hour, and it's really, they always emphasize it's $15 an hour. It's minimum wage, but we get $1 extra an hour hazard pay or whatever you call it due to the Trump virus. So that means if we get overtime, it's not overtime based on $16 an hour, it's based on $15. And the dollar is just still $1 extra per hour. I haven't gotten paid yet. I should have, but they called me and said there was a mix-up. Can we start you a week later? And so now, instead of getting my first paycheck last week, it's going to be this week. But anyways, I reached out to this guy. I was just looking on Craigslist a few weeks ago for housing, just seeing what the housing options were, if there's anything that could possibly interest me, especially because it's getting cold and it's hard to shower in the morning when it's cold. I do it every day, but it's going to get colder. It's worse when it's windy, which fortunately isn't too much. I was working out the other morning, like 2 mornings ago, doing push-ups at like 1 in the morning. I like to work out before work, and I think they were coyotes walked by me. That was super weird. I didn't know if they were like big foxes or I guess coyotes. They were pretty big. They seemed like timid around me, which is good because I'm sure they could have hurt me badly. But for a warm shower, I can sleep fine in my car, and also it'd be good to be able to charge my phone regularly, although being busy at my job, I'm not on my phone as much. Excuse me. And possibly work on my laptop a little, but due to the nature of the co-op, I don't know if that'll always be possible because there'll be a lot of people around. However, anyways, about this place, I looked at it, I don't know, maybe a month ago. It was great for what I need. There's no landlord. There's the owner, but he's not the landlord. So there's no lease. He can't just kick you out, I guess. The way you kick people out, like any other co-op, I guess, is everybody has to agree to kick someone out if they're being a problem. And you can leave any time and get your deposit back. But your deposit is basically to be sort of like part owner of the place. And this is a very, like a different setup from other co-ops that I've looked into before and heard about, and they were still like too pricey for me, and I didn't want to participate in all the community chores and stuff. This, you can do that, and you'll get your rent reduced, but you don't have to. You don't have to do anything. You can just pay your rent and just live there. But it's a low price. It's $500 a month. Any other price like that I've seen on Craigslist, which I've barely ever seen, I would assume is a scam, or it's a terrible deal, like you're sleeping on someone's couch, literally. And even that might be more expensive than $500 a month. Because in LA, where I am, it's just expensive everywhere. So it took about another month. I started the job. I knew I was getting the job at that point. I think, did I know? Anyways. So I texted him yesterday to see if there's still housing available for me. I might be able to move in another week. Definitely not this week with my paycheck, which I still haven't gotten. Excuse me. and maybe another week, but probably actually like 2 weeks now, so early December. And he said, well, there's a bunch of interest and people are, considering moving in. Do you want to put down a deposit now to at least secure a spot? I said, I probably can't. I mean, even if I get my paycheck and it's decent enough, I probably can't, because I got a bunch of bills to pay. It's the end of the month. But I'll see. And he said, well, if you want to be on a waiting list, you can do that. I said, sure, put me on. And he said, you're the first one on there. So we'll see. I don't know how long people might stay there, because there's no lease for one thing. But also, it's not really like, it's basically, it's for people. I don't know how to describe it exactly. You can't move in a lot of stuff. So it's not really like you want your own place and you want people to come and hang out. It doesn't really work for that. But it's good for people like me. I have everything I need in my car. I really only would ever bring in, like, my water bottles and clothes, because there's no real place to put anything. It's a weird setup, but if I move in there, which I plan on, even if I have to wait on a waiting list, you'll see what it's like. Or you'll see what makes it so different. I'm not really going to show a bunch of stuff in the house necessarily, but at least what makes it so different and so affordable. And they have lots of nice amenities. They're still renovating the place. So he said he's making more room for more people. We'll see. They're going to have a commissary, meal plan, other stuff. And you can do chores and log them in, and you get your rent reduced by whatever the amount is. So that I'm interested in too. It's basically the only place that's reasonably affordable, where I'm not going to be paying like $1,500 or more just for a deposit and the first month's rent. And I'll have a landlord, and who knows what the issues will be. And it's going to be way too expensive for me. I got too many bills anyways, as it is. But here's the other thing. He was saying how this one charity was bringing people over, like brought over several people to look at the place. And I know about the charity. I actually drove by there a few times, seeing if I could shower there, because they have showers there. And I saw the line to shower one day. I'm like, it's not worth it. I'll just shower with my water bottles. And people are interested in it. So at first I was like, oh man, damn, why couldn't I have been connected to this charity too? But I thought, no, I'm actually glad they're getting an offer, and the option of getting this place, because they probably need it. They probably need it more than me. I can manage to tough it out. And even with working the job and dealing with all kinds of just I don't know, just stuff I don't find agreeable. And I've brought up the issue of people aren't wearing masks, and it's a big safety concern. And finally someone said they're going to bring it to someone else's attention, because they need to bring it up to some certain, there's all kinds of stuff, like different companies and stuff within the warehouse, so they need to bring it up to somebody else. But it's supposed to be mandatory, and it always makes me nervous, even with my facial shield. And I did get my Trump virus test yesterday. I'm waiting for the results, but I don't have any symptoms. I just want to get them at least once or twice a month. So I'm actually glad that those people are getting to look at this place, because it's like, well, I got my car. They may not even have a home, or even if they have a car, it may be more rough for them. They may be older. They may, benefit more from having a home than me. I can sleep comfortably in my car. It's really, the issue is I just like to have somewhere indoors once in a while, and being able to shower, charge my phone, anyways, and work on my laptop. But I'm repeating myself. So now the issue is, I just got to wait. I got to work my job, work this, it's just moving boxes around, walking fast, getting yelled at by one of the drivers who I don't get it, like compulsively yelling at me for stuff that I basically don't have control over. Like, look, this. I'm like, I can't do anything about that right now. I try and correct it if I can, but anyways. And working for low pay. The lunch breaks, man, 30-minute lunch breaks, too short. Already been injured. Fortunately, I'm feeling way better after 2 days of working the easier position, which is still a lot of work, but it's just not, it doesn't even compare to the back-breaking work you do in this other position where you're going through like every package practically coming through one part of the warehouse, and it is brutal. And it was like giving me sharp pains in my neck, my back, my shoulders, hips, fingers, everything. So now I just gotta wait, because even with the job, I can't really afford much of anything. And also, why should our lives be prioritized around working low-paying jobs and just trying to survive? I'm not just trying to survive. What I have in mind every time I'm going into work is this money is going to go towards, first of all, getting an oil change, but it's going to go towards a new camera, a very nice camera, like a Blackmagic 6K camera maybe. It's very affordable. Lenses for it, a rig, batteries, microphones, maybe even some lights, and then I'd have to get a storage unit possibly. A new laptop for video editing, upgrading all my video editing software, taking screenwriting courses and coaching from screenwriting experts. And it would be good to have a place so I could read screenplays and type on my laptop. I'm filling up notebooks with my writing. But to get a room, it's like way too much for me. It's too much money. I don't need the comfort. I don't need the space. I probably won't have a private bathroom. I definitely won't have one at this co-op. However, it's fine. Also, I'm guessing I can get lower my rent if I clean the bathrooms. And also, I get up at like 1 in the morning. If I live at this place, which is so conveniently located in general, but also for my warehouse job, I would get up even earlier, like at I don't know, 12:30 or maybe even a little bit earlier, and shower. So at least I probably won't be waiting for anyone else to get out of the shower then. There may be people up in that house, that's fine. Or the whole community, I guess you could say. But the complex, I guess. But I probably won't have to compete with anyone for a shower because there are multiple showers in the house. And they're still adding new amenities and nice things outside. And anyway, so it seems like a really cool place. I'm glad the people at this charity are able to get looks at it. And unfortunately, I just have to wait and make it work. And that's fine. Make the most of it. Keep my mind busy while I'm at work. And just keep going. Don't let it get me down that I'm just part of this big machine that's punching in, punching out. Trying not to get injured. Trying not to get sick. That definitely concerns me. So many people do not wear masks. They group together. The mask policy it's mandatory in there. And many people disregard it. And I keep bringing it up there, and I've only been there a week. So let's see what happens with this person now. This person saying, okay, I'm definitely going to bring it up. Because I saw several people grouped together and were talking without masks on. For all we know, somebody already spread the Trump virus through here. And we don't know it. For all we know, we don't know. I said it better than I just did. So that all kind of makes me nervous too. It's like, oh my goodness, I probably won't get that sick or sick at all if I get the Trump virus, but I really don't want to get it. There's no need to get it. Also, I was thinking, I really like the idea of wearing a mask and a face shield even in winter months in general, because why not try and prevent the flu? I hate getting the flu. I got the flu last year. It was brutal. It was so bad. I went to the emergency room because I was wondering, it was getting so painful. I didn't know how to deal with it. And I had to wait 12 hours in the emergency room. And I almost missed it when they let me in because I was down in the cafeteria getting food. It was so brutal. And who knows if it was, this was January 2020, so who knows if it was the Trump virus or not. But I tested positive for the flu. And it was really painful. And being in my car was bad. Fortunately, a friend let me stay at his place for 2 or 3 days at the time. It just happened to see that I was sick. I posted about it, and his roommate happened to be out of town for a few days, so timing was perfect. But that was brutal. And anyways, I want to avoid getting it again. We should avoid spreading the flu to each other. So here's to more mask wearing in the winter. So I don't know what else I can do about housing. This is like the cheapest place, and I do want to get it because I don't, even if I save up a bunch of money, I want it to go towards my filmmaking and gear and script coaching, and I don't want to just spend it on housing when I get nothing for more housing. Like, I don't need any more comfort. I need nothing. Also, you got to deal with roommates more, and at least at this place, it's like I said, because it's a co-op, you can all, I don't want to kick anyone out, but you can if you have to. It's like everyone has to get along with each other in a way. I don't know how it'll work in practice. That's what I'm saying. But it's the cheapest option for me that's decent that I know of and nearby, and I think it would be a good fit. I mean, we'll see. Maybe I would just leave there soon if it didn't work out, but that's how it is. I got to work, and I'm still not technically a full-time employee, even though this week I'll be working 6 days. So that's kind of a bummer. I don't get the full hours, the more pay. I offered to come in on my day off, so fortunately they allowed me to do it. I'll always try and do that if I can. I just want the money. I don't want to be yelled at for that thing I can't even really help half the time. By this person just compulsively telling me like this, like knowing there's nothing I can do about it. So I may have to say something to her, like, please stop. I can't control this. I'm also dealing with hundreds more packages here. You're perfectly capable of. It's a simple thing to correct. Anyways, so I'm doing my back stretches too. Try and stretch out my ligaments, and now I gotta go into the park, fill up my water bottles. Thanks for watching, everyone. Like the video, subscribe. Hey, you can support me on Patreon. This is a job too. If this was a full-time job, I would just do this full-time. But anyways, I'm not worried about that. All right.